tonight we're on the road coming into Gunsite Training Academy in Arizona. Like there's a place to stay here. As it says, everything you need.
Founded in 1975 by Jeff Cooper. He realized when he was living in Big Bear, California, that he would never be able to start a firearms training facility there. And he moved out here, and he originally started with about 500 little acres. Gunsite is now 2,000 acres. And every time something comes up for sale, we try to buy it because, you know, you just can't be too sure nowadays what is going to happen, who's going to complain about your noise or whatever. So this is the newest range. This is the Hankin range, and looks like he's cleaning up the Hankin range. All the ranges look like this one now. This one was built right after Buzz Mills bought Gunsite. He bought Gunsite in 1999. You notice the paved roads on the ranch and things like that. He has really put a lot of money into updating the facility. Underneath that berm of dirt there is a cement wall, so that every, I don't know, 600,000 rounds or so, they pull down the dirt, recycle the lead, and then put it back up there again. Each of those target positions, when you put a target stand in there, they will turn left or right 180 degrees. It keeps the more advanced pistol classes training with moving targets, and it's easy to either slow the targets down or speed them up by a computer program that we put in there. All of these buildings here are new. They've been put in since Buzz Mills bought the place. Every square range has a dozier pit, and this dozier pit is set up for a 250 shoot-off. You might be the best guy in the world on the square range, but on the last day of class, you do a shoot-off, and the guy that was really good on a target head-on loses his front sight, loses his trigger control, everything. I like to point out to people there are running water bathrooms here at Gunsite. There you go. There are no outhouses. And used to be when you'd come out to take a class, when Cooper owned the place, he'd say, okay, girls on that side of the, boys on that side, that's your bathroom, that's it. So it's a really nice improvement to the ranges. See all those barrels? Mm-hmm. Those are full of lead. We just recycled all of our lead. They weigh just like 100,000 pounds each. They're huge, impossible to move. This is an advanced pistol class called Advanced Tactical Problems. And no problem, never mind. This is Cooper's South Range. It's the same range that he used for all those years. That's his little shed over there. We don't dare tear anything down that he built because our alumni wouldn't like it very well. There's a dozier pit that way for this range, and then between the dozier pit and the range going down that, there is an outdoor simulator called the West Wash, and it's full of steel targets. We have quite a few outdoor simulators full of steel targets. This is an outdoor simulator called the Scrambler, and it is for long guns mostly. Advanced pistol will use the Scrambler sometimes, but what it does is it tells us how well you can operate your carbine, your rifle under stress. You can see the target way down there. All the targets are anywhere from 30 to 100 yards out. And you start here with an instructor on a clock, and you scramble. You take 2 shots on the steel. The steel doesn't fall. And then you scramble to each of these positions and take 2 shots. And as you can see, each position has a different target. And it's hard to see this one with all the brush, but you can see it way down there. And you scramble to the end of that dead tree down there. That's the end of your run. If you're shooting shotgun, you know you have to do select slug drill if it's out beyond 30 yards. And by the time you hit the simulators, you should know all that. Cooper built this mausoleum, gosh, when he first bought Gunsite with one of our instructors. All of the granite is from the local area, and he is interred here since 2006. He overlooks the Donga, which was an outdoor simulator. On holiday, the family brings the Marine flag and the United States flag and flies it. This is the fun house. They're setting this up for they can move these yards.
There's Wolfie.
Thank you. They can move these targets, these walls around. In 15 minutes, they can make an entirely different scenario.
So what's the backstop? This says the burns there?
Uh-huh.
And you don't shoot at the concrete wall.
Well, if you look at the targets are on these target stands. They're rubber, wood, and steel. And when we shoot in here, we shoot frangible
Oh, okay.
ammo. So even if they did hit the wall, it will not. It'll just drop down.
Yeah.
But if you can't hit a target that size by the 4th day of your class, you have a problem. And almost everyone. As you can see, the holes that were in the walls have been made from usually the military, doing team tactics or law enforcement or something like that. But we really don't worry too much about that.
If you guys still think this or the other one?
Oh, so you're starting over here?
Yeah.
Cool.
The 18 box.
Oh, okay, cool. You're using a whole house. Awesome. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's heavier jacket.
Jeopardy's got some holes in them. Is there more to the tour then?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
We're not even halfway.
Good.
That's the Cooper house up on the road.
Yeah. Yeah. And you can see it better from the campground on your way out.
Yeah, when we first.
You're welcome to pull into the campground.
Okay.
I call it 5-star camping. There's showers, laundry rooms, washers, dryers, microwaves. I camp once a year, every year in October. If we were to go left down here, we're not. There is an outdoor simulator called the North Draw, and then there are 2 simulators. One is called the African Walk, and the other is the North American Walk, and they are full of 3D life-size animal targets. So it's a training for hunt.
So it's not all tactical.
No,
Shooting
we
all
have
kinds.
we have a huge hunting program, a hunter prep program for North America and for Africa. We also have a 3-day rifle class that is geared towards the hunt classes, along with the defensive rifle classes. I always bring people down here to the North Range just because you need to see how close the people are getting to us. Those are houses that people live in, right there. That's a trailer someone lives in, that you see right there. Those people have been here for a long time. They know that Gunsite is the major tax base here in Paulden, and they don't mind us at all. This is the North Range. It's another pistol range. If we get 20 people in a 250 class, then we double it and get 3 more instructors and have 2 250 classes. Again, I'll point out running water bathrooms, totally solar. This is the shot clock, and it has several different areas for training. If you look to the left, it's our Boeing 727 simulator. We do have pilots that come on their own nickel and train fighting from the cockpit. There is an actual cockpit in there, and they do simunitions. And then this is the shot quad. It is the most beat up of all the berms because of shotguns. In back of that berm, there is a house called the Firebox, and it's a live fire shotgun simulator house.
Similar to the one we just saw.
Similar, yes. Then down that road, and we won't go that way with this van, there is an area for rapid entry systems technologies. It's used for law enforcement and military learning to blow things up.
Bust down
We have a
doors
house
and-
that's got 12 doors, and they blow the doors, and then we build them cinder block walls that they blow. And this is some more stuff that we built for the military. It used to have 8 walls, and they came out and blew it up. This is the York range. It's a 100-yard range from this point here, and a 200-yard range from the berm back here. And you can see the berm right there. It's almost all carbine. You can see the cans, the barrels everywhere where we have lead. We just mined all of our lead. So.
Shotgun shoothouse obviously has to be for the different munitions. It has to have real backstops and stuff like that.
It's got steel targets in it instead of the paper targets, and a lot of the targets will be out the windows and out the areas like that. There are steel targets inside the house, but mostly the targets are outside of the house and you fight your way out. I'm not going to go left here, but if you look left, you'll see a pit that we have dug out, and it is full of barricades. And I don't go in there because they rebuild those walls and things, and I get flat tires in there.
Mm-hmm.
But you can see it's full of vehicles and walls.
For 360-degree shooting.
360-degree shooting, steel targets. Used a lot for urban combat classes.
Both civilian and military are welcome.
Yeah, urban combat's an open class. This is just another house in this pit. It's for 360-degree shooting also. I just thought I'd pull in so you can see what the pits are like on the inside. It can get very hot in these pits.
Not much breeze.
None.
And these are all look like they're definitely quarried out. These were not
Yeah.
pits before this.
No, this is where all the sand came from burns.
Okay.
But down here where the neighbors are, it's wise to put things in a pit.
Sure. A little quieter probably too.
This is another, just a 360-degree range here that generally we fill up with steel targets. The Yavapai County Sheriff's Department uses this range and that house that's adjacent to it a lot.
And we're obviously here during a hot part of the year where there's only one class happening, but it shows that there's
Well,
flags to let you know when the ranges are in use.
Tomorrow we have a huge Smith & Wesson event starting, and we've got 30 people coming out from Smith & Wesson. There's also a precision rifle class going on, and they are out in the boonies where we're not going because of them. And I think there's 12 people in that class, but we have to stage, the classes so that they don't conflict with each other range-wise. And the Smith & Wesson special event that starts tomorrow is going to take up most of the ranch.
Oh.
This is a house that we have the ability to make dark in the daytime. This end of the house, the rooms have no windows, so you have to use your flashlight technique.
Excellent.
This is where the student waits for his turn to go. The tower you see right there makes our 300-yard range a 400-yard range. And that's 300 yards. And if we were to go down that road right there, which we're not because the precision rifle class is down there, you come to an unknown distance range, a 1,200 meter range, H&K, with their new stuff every couple of years. And in that 2,000 meter range, there's berms in the middle of it, every 200 yards, 300 yards, and we'll put cars on there and they'll blow them up and stuff like that. So it's sort of a range we built for H&K. Once a year we have something called the gas match, and we have 125 shooters, and it's for our alumni. And we do the shuttle thing because we can't have 125 cars roaming around doing whatever they want. But that's the only time we really do use shuttles. The students know their way around by the time their first day of class is done, and they know not to wander off the set road because there are live fire ranges.
Sure.
From this point, I take you through the classroom if you'd like to see the classroom.
Sure.
And we sure do like it when people take them because we get them every month. And they're usually the latest. I think what's been coming in this last week was November. Combat handguns. Here it is. December's combat handguns.
Air conditioned, that's nice, and I'm assuming there's plumbing and everything here too.
Oh yeah. This is 3 different classrooms, and we'll walk through.
I'll have to come back to those.
How about this one? This is the smaller of the classrooms, and
Who's our other tour guide here?
this is Brandy. She belongs to Ed, and Ed, I was telling you we have
Brandy.
a big Smith & Wesson class coming up. you been into the pro shop?
No, is it open all the time, or just when classes are in session?
Oh no, it's open 5 days a week. So here you go, out in the middle of nowhere. Anything you forgot at home, you can find.
Stuff you can't get at home, it looks like.
Yeah, lots of stuff, yeah. I think we have probably the largest selection of latex holsters you'll find anywhere.
What we did was, this has a long trigger, a short trigger, oval grips, thin grips, an extended thumb safety, a Gunsite low thumb safety. That's because it's a Gunsite product. It really makes it nice. Let me, okay, grab that and see the difference. It takes care of a lot
Instead
of
of putting your
problems
hand on there.
with a shooter. If you've got small hands like mine, it takes care of that. If you ride your slide, it takes care of that. It's a plethora of good things from that one. And if you wanted, it's like $60 to install everything, so it's not an expensive part.
That's your nickel tour.